Hello and welcome to the Esports Meta, your place for video game news and competition. I'm your host, Billy Sims, bringing you a lot of interesting stuff. We've been gone for a couple minutes, and we're here to talk about some of the exciting news from this past week of video games. First up, Emma Frost is going to dominate Marvel Rivals. You heard it here first. Overwatch Championship Series is heading up to China for their first in-person LAN event. And is Nintendo regretting announcing the Switch 2? We've got all that and more going to be talking about in just a few moments. So stick around and be a part of the conversation. This is a gaming podcast and we're gamers just like you are. So if you're watching, we know you like games, come chat along. Let us know what your thoughts are on these subjects, on these topics. We'd love to hear from you. You can also hit us up on our social medias at the Esports Meta, everywhere that you are. TikTok, Twitter, X, all the different things. We're there too. So you can also bug us there. But I think without further ado, we're going to get into this stuff. And to do that, I'm going to have to check in with Nick. It's been a while. Nicholas Layton, my co-host, how you doing today? Are you muted, my man?
This is what happens when you tell me you got to be very, very quiet. We're hunting for rabbits. No, I'm feeling great, man. Switch 2 looks pretty cool. Just like overall, you know, a lot of exciting things happening, and the Switch is one of them, right? One of the coolest things that's happened.
One of the big things that are happening too. A lot of stuff to go on with that, and like we're going to be covering a bunch of that a bit later today. But man, it's been a minute. What have you been playing? What have you been up to?
Absolutely nothing. I've been playing Magic the Gathering and more Magic the Gathering. I have not had the time to play too many recently. Mostly just Magic.
Right. Yeah. They had the ban list announcement, man. And I know like you were texting me a lot of I told you so's, but you were pretty elated about that. We weren't around to cover all the details, but you want to give us a little bit of a rundown, a synopsis of how you're right, because we know you were right.
So I was pleasantly surprised that they made what I thought was a smart choice in. You know, one of them was an automatic. Everybody wanted it to go. And there was no question that this card was actually going to like go away. But okay. The other card was up in question, which was the big thing. And the other card was Troll Khazad-dûm. It got taken out. It should have got taken out. And it was awesome that it's gone.
I think we're looking like we're struggling a little bit right now, so I might need to do some tech adjustments here real quick. Getting a little bit of stuttering, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let me quick up swap this in a little technical. I'm going to hit this with the BRB just to make sure it's fluid. If it actually works. And as I troubleshoot this in the background, vertical downstream, there we go. Okay. It's been a minute. Stream output. Is it the upscaling? I think it's the upscaling that's doing it. Okay, fuck. All right, we're going to do a quick reset. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
We're nailing this, man. I'm nailing this.
We're doing great, bro.
Start recording again. Yeah, we're good. Okay. I'm going to bring us out of BRB now. We are still live. We can still hear us. So let's get swinging back into it. So main scene, double kill DSK.
My headset? Everything here, I feel like it's a little muffled on the sound from you.
All right, we're
Sure
back
if that's still
mostly.
part of the,
How's the muffled sound, Nick? Is it all right? Can you hear me?
give me 1 second if I
You got
can. Can I? Yeah. Okay. Let's have that dismissed.
I'm gonna throw a filter on you while I'm waiting because I think there's a noise suppression that's like missing.
Not sure if you can hear me.
I can hear you. And we got you on broadcast. Can you say again? I can hear you. Yeah, I need you to talk. Hi, Nick. Can you hear me? I can hear you. What happened?
Maybe it's my headset.
Yeah. Hello, testing. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4.
Boop, boop.
Can you hear me? Check 1 2 1 2 3.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
No, I was just checking to see if it was the stream audio or if it was my audio, my headset. But I'm gonna try to switch headsets because I'm not liking the audio that's coming out.
Okay. Yeah, we're shaking the rust off, just kind of relaxing, coming back into this. Got a lot to talk about it when we get to it, but I want to kind of take this a little bit more relaxed too now. So this is just exactly it. Throw some music on in the background. How you doing, man? Audio working? Can you hear me?
I can hear it. I think my mic sucks. I think it's my, I don't know, something with my setting on my mic. I'm not sounding right.
You're sounding fine on my end, to be honest, but I don't know if you're listening to yourself through my stuff, sending it back, or you're listening just on your end.
I was listening through the actual stream, not on our
Okay, gotcha. That might account for the delay, but yeah. Okay, cut the music. And you ready to slide back into some the banter, some convo? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Do you want to? Well, do you want to hear me through Twitch, or do you just want to do through the stream?
It's not you. It's. I was just on YouTube on our actual like playback.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not liking the way my my shit is sounding.
And I'm guessing I sound different. Like, I sound fine in that view for you.
Right now you sound fine.
Okay.
I closed it out because
yeah. Check 1 2. Welcome to the Esports Meta.
I think I got it now. I think it sounds a lot better.
It might have been a buffering issue, or it might have been like an internet buffering thing, but that's why we're shaking off the rust, coming back. This has been a week of a lot of video game stuff, so it's definitely something I want to get back into. But You just been playing Magic, man?
Yeah. Just been playing Magic. I participated in a tournament before the banning, and then after the banning, it's just been like play testing and seeing like what I'm going to play.
Right. And how big of a shift was the ban for you? Like, did it have to change your entire deck because of it?
I'm playing a completely different deck. Like my normal deck, which is like mono black reanimator. On this banning was everybody wanted one of two cards to go out of the deck, out of the mainstay reanimator deck right now, which was Entomb or Troll. And if you ban Entomb as a reanimator player, I'm like it kills the deck 100%. So I was really worried that they were going to choose that because a lot of people and there's a good amount of content creators out there that bitch and moan that Entomb is like unacceptable Magic card because they just hate Reanimator and they don't like the deck existing. But they didn't do that. They took away the Troll, which I could like go into the numbers game, but basically it allowed for like shitty hands to be completely salvageable, if not be the correct play to keep a shitty hand.
Gotcha.
In any other deck.
This wasn't another Orcus Bowmaster situation where they were chasing the wrong card. They were actually getting the one that like was the root problem, not the symptom, right?
Yeah, they got rid of two cards that were pretty much root problems that we all wanted to have gone for the most part, you know? Like one of them was really, really stupid. It abused the rules of Magic and really got rid of the rules of Magic and how you play. And then the other one, which was Troll, that card was stupid. Like really, really strong. Like literally one of the abilities, you talk to any Magic player, the motherfucker got Super Menace. Like there's no Super Menace in this fucking game, but he has it. Understand that. Like there's no keyword in this game called Super Menace, but if someone says, yeah, that thing got Super Menace, you go, I know exactly what that means. Like, so like that should explain to you pretty much like where it was and why it should go.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, glad this one went smoothly. I know they were having some problems, especially with their commander board, I guess. Their what is it? Envoys, essentially. The last few bans haven't been pretty. The timing of them, the latency it took to get anything decent out of it for play and win rate of these decks at these major tournaments. So glad to see this one went pretty smoothly, and it's gonna be looking pretty good for this summer season of Magic tournaments and whatnot, man.
Nah, man, that's hopeful thing. This is gonna be an absolute shit. The format that I play is 100% a shit show. Like, there's no other like fun way to say it besides like it's actually just it's almost like clockwork that every single year there's always like the same like argument is like everybody loves playing Legacy, but they're like Legacy's in such a bad spot. I fucking hate the meta right now. Shit is so broken. Bans come out, we have like 5 months of no bullshit. Another pushed card comes out, and then the whole meta fucking explodes. Like that's how it happens.
100%, man. 100%. Legacy is such a tough format because it's encompassing everything, nearly everything. So, yeah, man, you fly high, you're also gonna fall low.
Agreed.
But yeah, I think on that one, let's start getting into some highlights and some lowlights. We've got a bunch of different things to go into. We're going to start off some of our topics for the podcast today with Overwatch. The Championship Series is heading to its first LAN, essentially, in Hangzhou, China. And we got a prep for you. So let's bring it up right here. All right, it is a double elimination bracket, which, upper finals, best of 3. Grand finals are going to be best of 5, last semifinals are going to be best of 5. Grand finals are going to be best of 7. It's going to be taking place next weekend, the 18th through the 20th. And, you know, we already know the teams going in and we know where they're going to be playing. This was a little bit on pause for a bit because we're waiting for the teams in China to compete. The late addition of China being a new region to the Overwatch scene for this OWCS incarnation is back. But we have Nightmare from North America, Space Station Gaming, representing NA. From EMEA, Vitrus Pro, as well as Al Qadashe, they kind of snuck in there. They had a bit of a surprise push through, but they had a dominant showing in the last part of the tournament and made their way to this invitational. All four of those teams have been sitting on ice for about a month now. A lot of meta changes, a lot of player stuff going on in the background, of course, but they've been waiting for their shot here in China. Then from the Chinese stage, we've got once again, which is the all-star team of Li, Shai, Gushui, Mew, Monk, and Liege and Aperta. This is a team that we're going to expect a lot, but we'll see how they do because they've been pretty isolated. They've been dominating the entire Chinese scene currently in OWCS. They're really leading the way. They're kind of clowning on people. Not even kind of clowning on people, Nick. They're like absolute clowning on people. And Team CC brought up number 2 here. We'll have to see if these teams from China are able to compete with NA, EMEA, let alone APAC region of Team Falcons and Crazy Raccoon. These are familiar teams with familiar names. Not much changing here from last year overall. And they're still dominating over there in the APAC region overall. Our 8 teams are shown there, and then we're going to bring them down into the bracket now. Let me scroll in and zoom us over. I think that's probably better. There we go. We do have our matchups going in, and it's a little bit, I guess, interesting because it's keeping the North American teams and the EMEA teams together in this when they're not switching them around to diversify the play, like overall. So we have Team Falcons playing Al Qadassia, Vitrus Pro playing once again. It should lead to a pretty interesting game with Team Falcons in once again. Nightmare's going to be going up against Team CC in the first round and Crazy Raccoons and Space Station Gaming. This is looking very much like Crazy Raccoon's going to over Space Station. Space Station is going to have their work set out for them, or they're going to just be lower bracket champion run again, perhaps. We'll see what goes. Nightmare kind of up in the air. They might have a chance, but they're probably going to run into Crazy Raccoon sooner or later, man. This is just a simple bracket. This is kind of what we're expecting moving into this first in-person event for OWCS. It's also the first time we're going to see the teams from China play internationally, and we're going to see how the meta shakes up. We've had perks for quite a while now. We've had quite a few patches, mini patches, a bit now. So we are smooth sailing today, man. Our tech is definitely chef's kiss right now. All right, so going through the format, we're going to take a look at the prize pool has not been announced yet, but there is a crowdfunded portion with 25% of it going from an in-game bundle. There's a Juno skin currently that we're being sold, and if you pick it up, it'll contribute to this prize pool. I know Nick would probably stop and say, hey, this is absolutely ridiculous. But this is the way Blizzard's been running it. I would push for 50%. I think that would be a bit more fair, but 75% of it going to Blizzard for this in-game and 25% going to the players kind of feels bad. It's a pretty nice skin, but what is it? I think it's $20, $25. We'll take a look at that one. Bring us over here while I look that up. Juno, OWCS skin is our search. From our Overwatch, we've got this right there. I might have to push and let Mr. Nick back in. In the meantime, no piece. There, but no camera. So this is the skin that they're currently offering. I'm trying to find the price for it right now, but it doesn't look like it'd probably be $20, $40. Overall, it looks pretty nice as a skin, but it still comes down to the pricing model that kind of feels bad, especially when you compare it to other crowdfunded pricing models for prize pools like Valve does. It's it feels bad. Valve is able to produce a much better ratio for the players and prize support. They do have a bigger quantity watching and supporting, but I think that's also because the value is there. And this skin is pretty nice, but you get a little skeptical when it comes to supporting, etc. But we'll see how this goes. We'll see what the reception is as it continues and what kind of total numbers. All right, bear with us as we deal with some technical right now. I'm gonna bring us out of this, and we'll see you in a minute.
Here we go.
Okay, we're unmuted. We're going to come back in. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Nick's eating. Okay, we're back on video. All right, we're back in this scuffed episode of the Esports Meta, brought to you by hemorrhoids. Preparation H is your key to solving hemorrhoids, which we do not have, but it feels like it. Thanks for joining me with my hemorrhoid problem, Nick. Let's just make this super weird and super awkward and keep fucking destroying our sensibility.
Oh, yeah, man.
I don't know why you're on a fucking delay. It's bothering the shit out of me.
I was about to say the same thing to you.
Sure.
Why you got yourself on a delay, dude?
Takes one to know one.
You afraid some other podcast is stream sniping us right now?
Yes. We're getting fucking cursed.
Oh no, they're stream sniping us. My brilliant ideas stream sniped. I say we try to bring the hot tub meta back. Me, you, hot tubbing.
You and I are too pale for the hot tub meta, but I think we should maybe just jump onto this whole to catch a predator trend.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I might get a spray tan like the orangutan in Office. I'm sorry, Mr. President.
We're gonna need a whole lot of spray tan for the two of us. The camera's not doing us any justice.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, neither is this episode, but we were just talking about OWCS.
I'm Irish. You don't have an excuse.
I'm Irish too.
Yeah, but you got a lot of other things mixed in there. You know? Everybody would be surprised at everything else that's mixed in with you. They'd be like, oh, this guy's claiming to be Irish? What horse shit? That'd be the least likely one that they'd be like, yeah, this guy's Irish. He looks
Irish, definitely. Yeah, maybe that's our new segment. We just look at pictures of people and guess what nationality and background they are.
Just Irish or not Irish. That's it. And anybody could just be Irish, right? We'll just take it like that. That guy, look at that guy. He's Irish. No, Nick, he's got Down syndrome. What do you do? Anyway, let's get out of here.
Anyway, back into OWCS. Here's the 8 teams that are playing: Nightmare, Space Station, Vitrus Pro, Al Qadasha, CI. Once again, Team CC, Team Falcons, Crazy Raccoons. First round, Team Falcons playing at AQ. Vitrus Pro is playing once again. Nightmare is playing Team CC. And Crazy Raccoons going up against Space Station Gaming. It's kind of odd that the 2 North American teams and the 2 EMEA teams are in the same, half and half of bracket, that they're not mixing it up a little bit more, because inevitably I doubt they're going to play each other, but still, at least in the lower bracket, there's that shot. So that doesn't feel good. The next thing that doesn't feel good is this. Guess what, Nick? The prize pool, crowdfunded, 25% of an in-game cosmetic is going to be going to that. I'd be fine if this was 50-50. It is not. It's at 75-25% for a pretty nice skin, but yeah, that still feels bad. Otherwise, the end of the event looks awesome. Looking forward to this. Moving on.
Hell yeah. Back from the grave, baby.
I told you we're going to just speed run the rest of this episode.
Just for context, this company, that's fine. We're so disjointed right now with our audio. Blizzard made $65.6 billion last year.
Jeez.
And I guarantee you a bunch of that shit is from microtransactions.
Definitely. They've been selling horses.
Anyway, do you believe them? No one's checking the work.
True. They're selling that $90 auction house mount in WoW. So, a ton of people bought that. That's got to account for a lot of that. That wasn't last quarter, though, but that's been going on.
I think they just had one last quarter that was a cash cow. Anyway.
They all seem to be cash cows with the bundles, but moving into another Blizzard game, World of Warcraft, the Arena World Championship just kicked off this past weekend. The Cup 1 started this past weekend, April 2nd. Was the open bracket, and then the broadcast was the 4th through the 6th. We've got two more cups coming up, AWC Cup 2 and Cup 3, happening on April 9th through the 13th, as well as the 16th through the 18th. So this weekend, looking into next weekend. The top 3 teams from each of those cups will be going to the grand finals on May 24th and 25th, and the bottom 5 teams will hit that gauntlet. Nick, we got to watch the gauntlet last time, and that was a pretty cool event, right?
No, WoW PvP is super dope. Like, they need to, I say this all the time, but release this as like a separate game and they could just, they can win a lot of money.
Yeah, man. They already started kind of doing that.
I love watching Arena. Like, it's the best, it's literally like the best PvP game. Like, besides the fact that, like, you could say, like, WoW sucks, or WoW doesn't suck, or WoW blah blah blah, hate on WoW all you want, but like the ins and outs of PvP is super smooth. The mechanics and like the battling system and everything like that. Like World of Warcraft has great system in place for that.
Yeah.
Game's awesome.
Yeah, and they're doing a pretty good job with the player base recently. The balance, the RMP is not over dominating. You can see some flare ups from other classes coming in, competitions making way. It's cool to see. Specifically speaking, looking at this past weekend's bracket for the North American side of the AWC, here's the bracket. Overall, grand finals, Team Liquid taking the win over Tiger Toads. They had a little bit of a fight for them, but Team Liquid kind of did it easily over the course of 3 different matches. We see some familiar faces. Welcome to the Jung, showing some spunk in this one, making it all the way to the lower finals, but getting beat out by Tiger Toads. So I think that means they're in the top 3. And they already got a seat for that grand finals later on. The Move is in here, but they get knocked out a little bit earlier. Other than that, a couple names we're not familiar with, but, it's good to see. It's always good competition. They'll have a couple more shots to compete the next 2 cups this weekend, next weekend, and then that gauntlet, of course, moving forward after that. That's kind of it for AWC. Nick, I was going to bring us over into Collegiate Rocket League because there was a pretty awesome game and series this past weekend, but let's skip it.
All right, let's skip it. I don't care about cars anyway. I hated that movie.
All right, so then let's move into the next topic here. You wanted to bring up and talk about Los Ratones a little bit.
Yeah, the Rat Ones, dude. The Rat Ones did great. Overall, they had, they had a couple different tournaments that led up to this, right? But really what happened was the EME Masters. My God.
Yeah, EM 2025 winners.
Right? Or yeah. EMEA Masters. They went in there. And everybody was a little bit we'll say standoffish, wasn't really thinking that, they were Los Ratones was actually going to completely perform and step up. They had some rocky finishes in some of these games, but they did it. They lost once. And that's what made everybody think that, they weren't going to do well. And they brought it back, man. It was awesome to watch them literally only lose one. Like Reckles is a 2-time champion in 2 different roles.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. And then they have another guy who's I think it's Valia who also has another thing. But Baus is this is his first time playing internationally as a pro player and winning 2 titles. It's pretty wild, it's quite the rookie record. But this is what I said, dude. They had such an anime start. This literally felt like such an anime, watching the whole entire story, and then they just end up winning. And like they can't get into the LEC unless they bought a spot, and they're not buying a spot. It's too expensive because of all the chuds just coming in here and like pumping money into the game that like they're like, we can make money off esports. So, like nobody's making money on esports. So like let's just keep pumping money in.
Yeah, especially like that.
But no, it was awesome. They're great. Congratulations to them.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the roster again. Baus, Velhai, Nemesis, Crowny, Reckles. I know I kind of butchered that one, but correct me.
It's Velia.
It's Velia? Okay. Consonants always trip me up, man. I have poor literacy. I'm from America. Yeah. The NA literacy. Yeah. Congrats to these boys. Congrats to the team. Congrats to the fans. It's been a lot of fun watching them. I've caught a few things, but yeah, dude, like they're really making it known. And to have, like you said, the 2 championships at the highest level they can compete without buying into LEC is pretty awesome. Pretty darn awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're competing in the same, the NCLS or whatever, the NCL, and the NLC, sorry, the NLC. They're competing again this split. It's the spring split on it, so let's see how well they do going forward. It's pretty good. Other than that, I'm like not watching too much League besides like the rat ones, man.
Dude, the last time we were talking about League, it was something we were talking about where it's like it's felt like the tournament felt bad. Like it just felt one dimensional, it felt flat. And like I don't know if it's just like the level of competition, if it's the introducing of new Fearless. I don't think it's Fearless. Fearless has been cool to see and push players and teams into different comps and different looks. But it just then, you know, the one team just goes and just beats everybody. They only lost like 2 maps, I think, total.
Yeah, no, I don't know what has to happen for it, but there's got to be a big change. Like Fearless isn't saving North America, and there's something like North American viewers are for video games. I would say are not the most loyal group of people. They will jump ship on games pretty quickly, even if they and then they'll come back and like talk about it and be like, yeah, I like League. I used to watch League actually, but I don't know. I stopped watching. I don't really know the reason why, but it like something like that. It's just that there's no like ritual behind it. Like the days kind of change. There's no like spectacle to it, right? Like Sunday night football, Monday night football. It's just really hard to get people to give a shit when there's so many like fake gamers and like people just like pumping money into the scene for like almost no reason. Like some of these kids are getting paid like disgusting amounts, and then like in full fairness, they're also working like 80 to 90 hour weeks, like sometimes, like to like get money. But like it's really hard for the scene. Like I don't think it's hard for like other places, like I don't know. It doesn't seem to be too hard on like China and Korea. Like I think we would be crazily surprised with how little Faker gets paid. Is like what I would say, because like Faker's name, and I think like I don't know how much Faker gets paid, but I think we would probably be like
it's crazy because like it's crazy because the entire like I guess the flightiness of North America and like it's cultural, but it's also like maybe it's cost of living, maybe it's more ingrained. It's getting harder and harder to justify, not say it's a problem with the audience. Like it definitely is. It's definitely the culture but it's also the developers here. Like we're going to talk about this later, selling $100 games. Like they're just squeezing people so quick, but then people are jumping ship every 2 weeks to the next flavor of the month. Like it feels bad, man.
It's blame it on the this is one of those situations that I don't like I don't really like being this guy, but like, I'm always this guy whenever it comes to like there's microtransactions and shit in the game. Like everybody in the world hates what microtransactions do to their game. But like something comes up, like I'll increase your bag space for $10 and like, yeah, that's great, right? But then like you have like what was that? What was the Metal Gear Survive? That game sold you fucking save slots and people lost their shit. Like, they were like, fuck you! I'm not fucking buying this shit! Like, you don't even need more than one character in this game, though. Making another character stupid. It's like Final Fantasy 14. And they're like, fuck yeah! Like, but then they'll literally buy, like, I'll give you 10 more bags. You're like, fuck yeah, it's like, here's 10 more bucks, bro.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Every time.
Yeah, but is what it is. Like, that's where we are right now, right? Like, unless people stop, like, buying shit, that's, like, actual shit. Like I'm not buying anything Marvel Rivals. Like, I don't think this game would be, like, around in, like, 10 years. But, like, I also feel the same way about, like, I felt the same way about Overwatch in 2014. Like, I was like, I'm not buying a skin for $10. Like, that's insane to me. Like, but, here we are.
Yeah.
Fortnite's still kicking. Overwatch still kicking, I guess.
Yeah. And Marvel Rivals has a whole new patch and season coming out, which we're going to pivot into and go down, right? So first and foremost, we got a balance patch coming out for it. We're doing some changes. Captain America is getting a little bit of a nerf, but then a kind of a buff. Doctor Strange is getting nerfed on his damage. Hulk is getting a slight adjustment of power for how he's moving, but also how he's taking damage. Magneto is getting slight decrease in frequency and all this. So he's getting an ult nerf. Penny Parker's getting a kind of buff. It's looking like it's a buff, but it's not going to, The Thing has been dominating. It will be interesting to look at play, pick, and ban rates coming up when the season actually starts, but he's getting a little bit of a nerf here with his jump. Thor getting a buff, but then a kind of a shift in some stuff. Then going into Black Widow, I'm not going to run down the rest of this. We know what it is. There's a whole new patch here that's like specializing in stuff, and like Marvel Rivals is kicking. It's kind of pushing and stuff, and like we've already started to see a little bit of like a popularity shift from Marvel Rivals. Not that people are abandoning shift, but they're starting to see the cracks. Perhaps the distribution of players has been on close evaluation. It's leveling out a bit more, but it's also being called play to win, meaning you just show up like gym class and you're going to get an A. You're going to eventually get to Grandmaster because they give you more points for winning than they take away when you lose, especially as you get higher, apparently. So people are starting to see the cracks in the game. They're starting to like lose the honeymoon phase of it. It's still a lot of fun, and people should play the game, especially if they like it. But this is where, the nitty gritty comes through for the League of Legends, the Overwatches, the Fortnites, the games that have been around for a decade. Run into these problems, and how do you bounce back and survive? But then I think that's also where, Nick, you're saying like spending that dollar, like, put that money to work, have them work and earn that money rather than just hand it to them blatantly, which I think would be the next thing we can kind of talk about with Marvel Rivals.
I would just say, like, if you literally have, like, buy another fucking game. Like, there's no reason not to buy another game. Like, that skin is worth actual shit. Like, just buy another game and you will absolutely be happier. Like, I guarantee it. There's like, there isn't a way you could be unhappy with buying another game that you wanted to play. Right? So just like, don't buy a fucking skin and buy another game and let these companies just burn the fuck out. Like, I don't get it. Let them all go the way of Ubisoft, bro. Out back and get shot in the fucking dome. Like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, stupid ass microtransaction. Anyway, that's Ubisoft for you.
Absolutely true. But like, that's also part. I don't want to like encourage the player behavior where they're like, well, actually, there was never a Black Samurai. Like, doesn't fucking matter if there was or there wasn't. It's a story.
No, I don't give a shit about that, dude. They sold like.
I just don't want to encourage.
They sold like pay to win for fucking single player
Yeah.
There was pre-order a bundle so that you could fucking cheat at your own game that you paid money for. This company sucks fucking rocks, bro. This company sucks fucking rocks. And like they deserve so much of the hate. Like even if the hate is wrong, like what they're saying is completely wrong at them, I think they deserve all the hate.
I just don't want to encourage the player behavior of like that, like quote unquote anti-woke bullshit. Like they're just masking them being toxic people overall. They can hate the company. The company's absolutely doing trash things. I just don't want to encourage somebody, you know, being a fucking racist essentially, or being an asshole. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They're just being dumb as shit.
If you're gonna hate on Assassin's Creed, hate on Assassin's Creed for the specific reason that the story was never any fucking good. There was never a good story whatsoever. You don't have, like, I just don't give a shit. Like, there's no good story to it. Anybody can light me up in the comments. Go ahead and just thumb yourself. There's no good fucking story to this game. Oh no, I'm a guy and my genetics. Let me get in this machine. Holy shit, I time traveled. I get to jump in hay bales. This is amazing. I don't actually really commit assassinations at all. This is like, the game was shittier than Tenshu, and everybody fucking loved it. Like, Tenshu is a way better fucking game, start to finish. 1, 2, 3. What? Yakuza Pirates is better than the whole fucking franchise.
Absolutely.
Okay,
whole franchise Yakuza. Go buy 6 Yakuza games, and then be, you know, upset. You'll have a hard time doing that.
Yeah, if you haven't played Yakuza 0. If you haven't played Yakuza 0 and you're thinking about buying a fucking skin for any game, shoot yourself in the foot. Just go buy Yakuza 0. Like, it's just like, and I guarantee you won't even be mad. You might even be like, yo, I hate live service games. I'm gonna play these Yakuza games. Anyway.
Yeah. And I think one of the blatant things
anyway, Marvel Rivals though, they're down to like 170, 180 players.
180,000?
Yeah, 180,000. I wanted to stop because, you know, we got a little delay going on, but...
Yeah, I was going to bring us right into Marvel Rivals anyway.
Yeah, it's 180,000 right now. Well, let's do it.
Yeah, so, you know, it's kind of blatant. I think this is where we see the crossing point of... antagonizing, perhaps. Marvel Rivals just announced their newest character, Emma Frost, at the Krakoa's major event, the Hellfire Gala. So they're releasing Krakoa as a map, Hellfire Gala as an event with skins, and then Emma Frost as the new Vanguard's, aka tank, to be playable in the game. Here she is with the initial launch animation. And Nick, I know we talked about this, and I think a lot of the internet talked about this, but like, this is also where the developers are like blatant on this. Like, the character overall playstyle looks good. It looks like there's a solid skill ceiling, a solid skill floor, but then like they're animating jiggle physics on her, and like they're doing it pretty blatantly for that, like, it seems like it is for that skin factor. It is to try to like, oh man, she's my queen. I gotta get that skin for her because it's dope as shit. Like, it just seems, again, more predatory. Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree. I think they made her like this so that the modders don't have to waste their time to do it. Okay? Like, I think they did this as a player service, so that people don't have to go ahead and waste their time. They can just straight goon out the box, and it's fine. So, like, there you go. Like, what the fuck is that? I never saw that skin. I didn't look too much into this shit. That skin's wild, bro. She would get kicked out of a public school. There's fucking 10-year-olds playing this game, bro. She wouldn't be able to have a job teaching kids. You're out of your mind to have that, like, to have that skin on this game. Anyway,
you ain't wrong, man.
Respect,
you ain't wrong.
Where you want?
They ain't wrong, and like, Emma Frost was always a femme fatale. She always seemed like
he's smiling so hard. Look at Flats.
Yeah, and he's leaning into it, but he's also getting paid to have like this played session. This is early access. 10 streamers playing the game, or 12 streamers got early access to play in-house games with the new patch, with the new character. They all dressed up in a mock Hellfire Gala, so like, of course, he's beaming ear to ear with those pearly whites. But man, dude, like, Emma Frost has always been that kind of like den mother, brothel maiden, you know, running the brothel, kind of dressed femme fatale kind of thing, right? It's just, there's something different about this time around. And it's the jiggle physics. And it's not that you can't or shouldn't, but like, it does feel like they're leaning very hard for the skin sales. Like, that was the first thing. How do you even see this skin, man? That's the first thing you said when we turned on this clip. And of course, it's the first thing they have ready, because that's what this game is meant to do. It's meant to sell skins. And sure, you're playing for free, so they got to make money somehow. But like, this is why fucking esports sucks. This is why like video games suck. That you get attention for 2 weeks. You get attention for 2 weeks, you move on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's why they're going to release a brand new character every month. Like, they've already set that in stone that they're going to release a new character every month. And, like, who's the next character that's going to come out? So, like, obviously that list that we saw last time of the leaks, the data mine leaks, they're all probably true, right?
Yeah.
Who was the
next one is Ultron, and then the list has, like, Gambit,
characters.
Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Colossus, amongst a bunch of others.
Next one's Ultron. Confirmed for season 2. Let's see. Interesting.
It's Nick. It's just rough because, like, looking at Emma Frost's,
so probably like.
Looking at Emma Frost's kit, it's like she seems like a fun character to play in this game. She seems like a fun tank. They could maybe justify that they needed to make the tank thicker, but like it just feels weird, man. Like you're right. Maybe they're doing a favor to the modders, so they don't have to Pixar mom, Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman anymore.
I don't know, man. Like, I think these developers are pretty smart with their tactics on how they're trying to systematically steal every single demographic off of Overwatch. It's like it's clean. Like it's pretty clean. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure Overwatch holds reign on Google's like Rule 34. So like I think that these gooners, bro, they're going wild.
They're definitely going after the gooner demographic.
Man, this shit is spicy, but like, yo, but at least the game is decent, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like, we are starting to see a little bit of fall off in competition. Some of an OWL coach, an OWCS coach, Spilo, just recently talked about how he's going to stop playing Marvel Rivals, maybe pick it up casually here and there, but just stop making content and stop playing it, because like these weren't his words, but it's too simple. There's no positioning dynamics. It's kind of just who can put up more numbers than the other. It's not as nuanced. It's not as complicated as in his words. And that's why he's going to stop playing and stop focusing on it. So, because it doesn't scratch his itch. He said, and I agree with him, it's a lot of fun, but then there's a certain depth to this game so far, and it's in an infancy. It's only in like the 6th month, if that. So of course, but like, it's going to need to evolve to more than just pretty snow bunny white girls from Marvel Universe, essentially.
Sure. I mean, they can do a lot of stuff, man. They have the engine and stuff like that, but this game is just too chaotic, really, to have like more complex decisions to happen, right? Like you can't really have like too many complex decisions when like things are forced on you. like the choices to be made of what to do in the game is probably more forced on you than other games like Overwatch and stuff like that. But
yeah, that's a little bit interesting because you know, like talking about League of Legends and like MOBAs, you're really talking about how like it there's a lot of nuance, a lot of math, essentially, a lot of like layers of player skill, etc. And then like Overwatch comes in and like there's a complaint where it's like you're oversimplifying the game, you're losing all the nuance and the skill. And then now we're saying the same exact thing, but there's definitely something like that happening with Marvel Rivals where it is like, oh, okay, Emma Frost seems fucking awesome. The skill set, the two different forms, the play skill, but like the overall play here, it just toy figures getting smacked into each other and seeing which gets healed more or, you know, gets sustained more, I guess. That's what it feels like most of the time. Is that just no skill or what? What do you think, Nick?
no, I mean there's skills, you know, there's controls and shit like that in the game, so obviously there's gonna be skills. But what I would say, like there's like maybe the gameplay itself is like missing something. Like League has like minions and objectives and stuff like that. Maybe there's like maybe we'll see it with like Ultron happens, right? Where like I don't know, maybe the maps are too small. Maybe they're too small and there's like something missing, like a third party that's like, you know, doing stuff. Like a Chitauri, whatever the hell they're called, like invasion or something.
Gotcha,
that's happening like at the same time.
Like
and
a
granted,
PvE
like
factor.
You know, there's villains and heroes and blah 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 blah. But like I think that it's like I think it's missing something else. Not to say that like I always want like a PvE factor or anything like that, but I think that this game would benefit from slightly open, more like roaming cities. Like none of this, like all these like cliffs and shit and like all this stuff. Like I actually hate that in this game. Like it seems really, really stupid in general because like we're all mutants and shit like that, right? And it's like, holy shit, Storm fell off the map. Sick. This is a good ass game. So like I like personally, I think like it should be more like city based or something, and the maps should like open up and be bigger or something along those lines. Like this just seems like a. Anyway, I'm just hating on this game. That's actually kind of fun, but it's just a clusterfuck of fucking colors and things. Yeah. And like, God forbid you're colorblind even a little bit.
Hi.
You know, like.
That's me. One of the complaints that I've seen that's come in, or the criticisms, is that it's too bursty, either burst damage or burst healy. Like maybe that might be the thing, adding a larger health pool, a little bit nuanced, but like you got to find the balance because then things too tanky, things die too much. I know like they recently had the triple support meta. They're in a little bit of a triple tank meta. They're trying to like tamper down with the changes we kind of read over a little bit earlier, but I don't think it's just a pure number thing. I think it's got to be a little bit more complicated than just a number thing. I think it's got to just come from a whole philosophy of how they're making heroes and approaching stuff, because it's definitely fun. It's so much fun, but like that competitive integrity, and maybe we're in the wrong here. Maybe the competitive integrity doesn't matter. We're sitting here bitching about how esports doesn't work and that it fails, and maybe this is the way. Just forget the competitive integrity and everybody slam their action figures together, right?
No, that's never going to be the case, right? Because imagine if esports wasn't around, but you still had competitive games, right? There was always like a need for like a ranked ladder, you being better than somebody and like doing something, right? Like nobody's like, these people aren't playing chess. Like they're not playing like anything else. They're playing like this and like they're good at it. It's like we're in high school, just like anybody's like, oh, I'm mad good at Halo. Like, like all right, let's run it, bro. Like, what do you want? Like 2v2 me a midship or some shit. Like, get out of here, clown. Like you're gonna have a bad time. But so like I don't think esports would not like be around. Like if it wasn't here, it would just redevelop again. Yeah. You know, there's always going to be a want and a need to play at like a higher stage of being like
And competitively.
But I think that it'd be really, really cool is if they had more of I want to say more customizable, like custom games.
I know you're going to say
Rivals, so like
more
I think,
thick white women.
Yeah. Control the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I like how do I put this? The game can't be burst. Like anything but burst, either healing or damage, if the game is this fast. That's just like the simplest thing to do it. Like, imagine if everybody was like zipping around and everybody's this fast, but no one's doing any damage. Who cares? Right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun for anybody if everybody's just zipping around and everybody's just Tracer the whole entire fucking time. You're going to be like, well, this game sucks, right? So it's probably the fact that like every single character in the game probably needs to be like slowed down a little bit. Whether it be like how they fly or anything like that, or make the maps a little bit more open. And not like these little catchers. I don't know. It's too much like the maps are a little bit too much like Overwatch instead of like Marvel. I said that in the beginning. I'll say it again. Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. I think from there we're kind of wrapping up our thoughts. We're kind of saying the same thing.
Something
and again,
like
to iterate, we both like playing Marvel Rivals. It is a lot of fun, but I know we both kind of find it hard to take it seriously. And then we both see how it's like predatory. In like trying to get your money out of your wallet. And like there's a certain degree where that's
like
fine.
Playing Smash Brothers, dude.
Well, part of it.
I like playing the game. I like playing it so much that I'll play with friends even when they want to put fucking items on. Okay? Even when they say rules like no ledge guards and shit like that. I'll still play with you. It's just not as fun. And that's this game.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. All right, from there,
Someone's
I think we
blame
need
me in the comments for that too. You probably never even fucking played Marvel Rivals. It's not even like Smash.
Yeah, what's your elo, huh? You're probably not even bronze, because everybody's bronze.
I'll get the plat in another fucking stupid hero shooter game, and then I'll fucking like I'll sit there and go like, oh, I don't play this game, and I got plat. That's sick. I'm better than like 80% of you guys. Like. Anyway,
I think
I
it's
don't
time
need to tag anybody else. Probably not 80%. It's probably like
solid 50, 60%, perhaps.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's time to move into our next topic here. See if we can just get all riled up about the Switch 2. Nintendo officially launched details for the newest console, the Switch 2. And we've got it right here for you. And we're going to bring it to you super scuffed, because that's what we do. All right. So, page 1. Here we go. The system. They announced it. Let me better screen. Is that a better screen? Yeah. Okay. Sure. It's going to have updated hardware, bigger controllers, bigger screen, same thickness, same sort of battery, probably a little worse than the OLED, but a better attaching system for the Joy-Cons, bigger thumbsticks, and a better kickstand overall there. That's all announced, as well as some software updates to parental controls, as well as game chat, which nobody asked for, but it's kind of funny. They built Discord onto the Switch, so good for them. But the big talking point has been the dollar signs.
Hype, bro. That's a good one.
Gotta need it. The big talking point has been the dollar signs. $450 for the base set, and with the bundle from Mario Kart World, the open world Mario Kart game, it's gonna be $500 MSRP currently. And that's the big thing that's got everybody on edge. It's already kind of pricey for a portable system, though you are getting a somewhat decent value of the specs of the components. But yeah, it don't feel good, bro. Nick, what do you think on this so far? How do you think the hardware is looking with it?
All right, let's play devil's advocate. Let's play devil's advocate on this one,
Let's
right?
do it.
And let me get this out of the way. Nintendo's a shit company. They're like, I say it all the time. They're a shit company, dude. They get me frustrated on a regular basis. But let's play devil's advocate on this $500 price tag, bro. It's fine. The fact that it's a $400 system in Japan is fucking bullshit. And that's the part that's an issue. It should be the same fucking price regardless. But, you know, whatever. Right? $500 for like what it's capable of playing. Like thing's gonna be able to go up to like 4K resolution when it's like in the dock and stuff like that. It could finally play games at 120 like FPS. It can
finally run 1080p.
So, I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, and you know, Microsoft still uses fucking batteries in their controller. Like, I don't know, man. Like $500 is fine. And also, look, they charge $500, and there's a fucking you need to buy batteries for your controller in the Microsoft. They're like, anyway. So like, I don't know, Nintendo system. I think that this is like the first time. I think they're right to price it at $500. I think that they, at the current stage of where gaming is, the fact of how powerful the Switch 2 is, I think this is them saying that we're not on the excuse me, I don't know why I'm like burp. I think this is Nintendo stating that like we're actually, this is the next generation of gaming. This isn't the current generation of gaming, right? Like this isn't PS5, Xbox, you know, X, whatever the hell it's called now, Xbox X.
Dude, the naming system's so fucked.
X2 Reloaded. I don't. You know, it's whatever. Sony's keeping it chill. They're like, it's a PS5. And the fucking next one is a PS6. Like,
it's just going to get real goofy when it's the PS27.
In general, like right there, I think like it's a... Yeah, they should. They should do that shit. Do something real silly, right? But no. Like it's 500. You'll be able to play every single game that like you could pretty much play on the PS5 and the Xbox now at like 120 frames. Like, and that'll probably be better than half of the games that are on like Sony or Xbox right now that are like locked at 30 frames per second. Like, you know, so I don't know. I think like overall in the specs hardware, I think that people are giving them shit because they're Nintendo for the $500 price tag. Like again, if it was matching the same price tag that was in Japan, right? I don't think anybody should really have a problem with like the actual thing, but because it's a handheld is what they're saying first. But like, if you can play the same games that are on the PS5, like, you know, it's now a console that you can take on the go. It's not you can play this fucking handheld on your TV. So I think that's what warrants a $400 price tag. I won't really give them the $500, but $400, and like,
I'm with you though. You know, I'm with you overall because
I think it's a good enough reason. I think I loaded it up right there.
I think I'm with you because the $400 price point I think feels more apt to it. I don't know where the $500 comes from, if it's the pre-tariff stuff, because yeah, they had no idea what to expect. It might just be the inflation prices into the US, North America, EU kind of expectations, but for Japan to be getting it at $400 seems like a fair price for this new generation. And then, yeah, the game's $80-$90. What do you think about the price point
for those games?
And then
you can't make those fucking games in America, right? Like, I don't know. Is it based on the tariffs? Who fucking knows? They could just be lying about everything. There's a problem with companies who literally don't have to show their fucking books and literally just get to talk shit and open their mouths. Like, is it because of the tariffs? Every single news article would like have you believe so. That they're like delaying the pre-orders and doing this and that and the third, but instead it's every single YouTuber who went, yo, Nintendo, $80, my man? What the fuck? And when you have the real popular ones coming out and going like $80 for a game, what the fuck? And then they go, whoa, guys, we're chilling on these pre-orders. So like it's based at 500. that was in response to preemptive for the tariffs, but now we're pausing the pre-orders for the tariffs.
Right.
Like, fucking excuse me?
It just seems like strategy.
Like, they're just stupid. They just open their mouths. Like, it's Nintendo again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seemed like strategy.
Sounding like a fucking idiot. Like,
and you know, like an Ubisoft is going to...
podcast Nintendo.
You know, Ubisoft is going to see, oh, the games are selling for $90. Guess what? Our shitty games are going to sell for $90 as well. Congratulations, everybody. You just doubled the price of games.
Yeah, really, Nintendo probably should have waited until cocksucker fucking Rockstar did it and made their games $80 or $90, because those are the people who could just get away with it. They could literally... They can sell you some spin of bullshit. Like, listen, it took like 18 different generations of people plus time travel to make Red Dead Redemption 2. And even then, the beginning mission still fucking sucked. We had people playtest this thing, and not one person could look them in the eye and go, "Yeah, the first mission sucks tits, dude. Like, this sucks. Like, I don't like this at all."
It's a crazy how a company...
It doesn't matter.
It's crazy how a company like that can sell you the same game 7 different times. At full price at that.
For 13 fucking years, bro. They've sold Grand Theft Auto, right? They've sold Grand Theft... GTA 5 has a longer running than your dead Overwatch game.
When you put it that
way... Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
GTA 5 might be older than fucking TikTok.
It completely is. I think it was if it was anything, it was musically back then.
When did TikTok come out?
Crazy.
TikTok was like 2013?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, and like, if we're going to go in the Wayback Machine, I do want to go in the Wayback Machine to take a look at game prices in the past and console prices. And of course, we have to kind of adjust for inflation. Let's open image and new tab here. Here's a flyer from Toys R Us. In the 90s for the Sega Saturn. This is like mid to late 90s, 97, I think, 98-ish. The console was being sold for $500. Well, Sega Saturn famously didn't sell well. Didn't do too good. Yeah. Games were $70, $60, $85, like $90, like kind of nuts for this next generation thing. And it fell flat. Here is another Toys R Us ad, games for Super Nintendo, $95, $90 in the 90s here. Judge Dredd was $89.99. Batman Forever, $94.99. Like, and then we go further back. I think that's the Sega Nomad, $250 for that portable lame Game Boy, essentially. Sega Genesis, $100. I think this was like a later generation, so it was cheaper technology, but games, $80. And like, you count that for inflation now, it's a lot different. And I don't want to sit there and be like accounting for inflation, essentially, because that's not lame. There's a reason why games went to $50. There's a reason they stayed at $50. Because they sold, because families didn't look at it as being as an abundance, right? Hey, relax. Nice to see you, dude. Could Mario Kart World have 6-air split screen? Could it happen? Almost definitely no, because it might be able to. There might be modders on it, but I guarantee Nintendo would hard limit it. They might allow you to do multi-console like the DS used to, where you have like game share. I know they're doing game share a bit, but that might be the only way you could maybe have 6 to 8 players. And I think my computer died. Cool. What a scuffed episode.
No, most likely it's just going to be based on the amount of switches that you actually have. Like everybody sitting in a room and stuff like that. I think it would probably, you know what? I'm going to go back on it. Yes. I'm going to say yes. That there's going to be a lot more split screen for the world. I'm going to agree with
Relax
my man
code
over
here.
Yeah. And think that there's going to be a multiple, because I literally thought, because I started to think like maybe, we have 6 people with a Switch, but then like all of you, like I feel like everybody would be watching it or something. Like you might be able to project like the one race onto the TV while everybody's playing on different switches. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, by the way, GTA 5 is older than TikTok. So if like you play GTA 5 and you were on TikTok, you are a fucking loser.
No,
like,
man.
Straight up and down. Straight up and down.
We're not going to go that far, dude. No, GTA 5 is a solid game. But if you're going to...
Yeah, if you GTA 5 and you TikTok. Just straight shots fired. I'm playing. The only loser's like this guy right here. Me. Right? Yeah.
Hey, Relax Code. Do you think they'll be able to do it on one TV or in any sort of capacity? Because I think, we're both kind of leaning the way where they're going to do the game share multiple kind of multiple devices kind of split screen aspect. But Nick, I guess while we wait for our friend here to chat up with us a little bit, like the Switch is such an interesting console. It has this niche, and Nintendo never backs down. Like those $90 games are going to be forever $90. But I then worry how, like, if we look back in the retro era, games went to that price, but then they didn't sell as well. I think we're getting to a point in the economy where like stuff isn't going to sell as well. Like people are going to be holding back their money.
I hate on the Switch. I'm not really with like Nintendo, bro. This is like Nintendo and is like the Disney of video games, you know? People are just going to continue to buy their stuff. But I think there's like actual pain points for like the Switch that people could actually hate on just in general. Like the fact that they just redesigned, and this is so that they could target all of the people who like to emulate every single one of Nintendo's games. That they have a new system for how you can actually, get the physical, and the physical is only a little key code so that you can actually connect to the system to download your game. So like, and that's an extra $10 for some reason. I don't get that. Yeah. Even though it's literally just a World of Warcraft key code, that's generated. So, but like that would be where, right? Like not all Switch games are backwards compatible, even though people have tried to say that they're going to be backwards compatible. Nintendo themselves had said, no, all of them are definitely not backwards compatible. Well, majority of the ones. So I would assume anything that's Nintendo branded for the system.
That's like a classic Nintendo thing, and that they're already saying that there's going to be certain games that you could pay to upgrade to play on the Switch too. And Relax Code thinks that people with 85-inch TVs and bigger, it makes sense. Agreed. If you have a big enough, like you have a wall for a TV, you can definitely play some 8-player split screen, and that'd be awesome. But you might even have a better chance at just like running multiple consoles and doing that, like almost like how me and Nick right now are on two separate sides of the screen. You have two different kind of games maybe landing to each other. That might make a bit more sense to make happen. I don't think Nintendo, it'd be tough, but it'd be kind of cool this happened. There is one rumor to your point, to your question, Relax, that they're going to have the Switch 1 possibly work as a Wii U controller. Like the Wii U famously was kind of a dud system. It did end up selling well, did have some really cool games on it, but people didn't know what the hell it was. So after that learning curve, they were able to get people on board, and it did pretty decent. And what it seems like is that there's some rumors and some code, and some leakers are just kind of digging through that code, that you can take your Switch 1, the current Switches, and use that as the tablet to like connect to the Switch 2 for your gaming peripheral, your game controller, essentially. That might be a way they're able to put 8-player split screen into like Mario Kart kind of thing.
No shot. No shot on that, bro. They already made an app for The Legend of Zelda. Are you talking about the movie that's coming out with the Switch 2? It's like literally like map quest. Yeah. Like Google, it's Google Maps for the Zelda game. So like there's no shot that they're going to use their old the companion app. I think that's Magic the Gathering's companion app, which is what it's called.
What is it? Microsoft and Xbox already done that.
So I doubt that there's going to be anything to do with the old Switch.
Microsoft and Xbox have definitely already done that with the Xbox app and like Maps? Halo. Yeah, I think with Halo Infinite, you could, maybe it was Halo 5. There was definitely a few games where you download the Xbox app to your phone and then you'd have a HUD or an inventory or a map on your phone while you're playing the game on your TV.
No, this one like shows you like, this one will literally be like, yo, you're next to a Korok seed you haven't found yet. Stuff like that. Like this one is literally just to be, it's like, it's kind of like an app strategy guide, right? So there's no shot that if they do this, that they won't put out just like make you pay $5 per app. You know what I mean? They're not going to consolidate them, and like they could just get $5 out of you, $10 out of you for everybody who also buys a game at $80. It's just another way to make money, right? There's no shot that they're going to let you use that other thing for free.
It's weird because Nintendo is kind of good with that, but then is kind of bad with that. Like they won't go down in prices. I think Breath of the Wild is still like $50-$60, right? And like that was the predecessor to Tears of the Kingdom, came out like 7 years ago as well. I think it's like it maintained its price. Nintendo games famously maintain their price value for a long time. But then like you've got the new relaxation of emulation a little bit that they're doing, the tournament kind of hold, but they're then suing Pal World like crazy, right? They're doing family share. So like, but that also means you have to buy the internet, the family internet plan, $35 a year or something, which isn't too bad, but that's another revenue stream, another income stream. So it's like a weird push and pull that Nintendo does. And I only half agree with you on that one. That's a tough one to kind of predict with Nintendo because you don't know how the coin's going to flip with them for that kind of thing. Like, will they make you pay for that companion app or they just give it to you for free and it's kind of shit? Like, that's pretty much what Nintendo does.
They probably make you pay for it because it's going to have enhanced parental controls. Like just in general, like a lot of the extra stuff that goes on with like a lot of the Switch things, like I don't put any of the parental controls on because like they're like my kid's not going to get into anything crazy right now. But I think that would be like game specific parental controls being on an app would probably be pretty interesting.
So like to that point, Nicholas, to that point, you're not wrong, but I do think that's where the opposite's going to happen. I think it's a good guy Nintendo move. They already kind of announced they've created a parental control app. Here's the mouse feature of the new Joy-Con, which is kind of weird but interesting, but like feels, I don't know. We'll see how it actually plays out in actual games or if it's just too heavy a gimmick.
The new mouse feature is awesome.
Especially for the tech demo wheelchair
new mouse feature
basketball.
Is awesome, dude. Like there's no more but like think about all the people who complained about zimming on like Xboxes. There's like no more zimming. Like you can literally play shooters with a fucking mouse. But now you get to have the other hand use a joystick for your movement. This shit's cracked, bro. Like I love this feature. Like you're out of your mind. These are not the things that hate on Nintendo, bro. You should be hating on them for the fact that you're not getting Super Smash Brothers Melee on the fucking emulator for the GameCube. That's the shit you should be on, dude. You shouldn't be on like, look at this stupid fucking mouse feature, bro.
No,
like I'm gonna go to New York City and talk about this stupid mouse feature. Like fuck that.
The whole thing with the mouse feature is that it's like, okay, great. You get to play a shooter on the Switch, but you're playing it on the Switch. So, okay, you can play it on 4K. Like, just play it on PC at that point, you know?
It's the Switch too. This is what I'm saying. It's a console now. But you should but you're talking to console players. Telling them to play on PC is literally like spitting in their mother's face.
I hear you. I understand.
It's literally pissing on their lawn right in front of them.
But then why introduce a mouse to the console players, right? Like there's still that little differential. It doesn't totally make sense. And I've seen people do the thing that you're saying. They have one controller that you do for movement. It has like a hypersensitivity, and one for aim. And like it's two controllers in two hands. And they're like, I don't know, man. I've seen people playing Call of Duty that way, and it's pretty legit. Like, so that's definitely something to be aware of, especially moving into competition on the Switch.
Like,
but
my brain wants it.
Well, we got to see if it actually works out, man. And like, I was bringing this up because
just saying, but now you get the like.
I was bringing it up because I was bringing up chat. They've really focused on Switch chat, game chat. They have a C button, which stands for chat. And like part of that then is they're going to they introduced parental controls for that chat. You can have video calling. You can have automatic green screening, cutting out. You can show no face and just do voice. You can have full background, or you can have like designs behind you and just your face. So some cool things that could happen. Like if you're playing Mario Party or Mario Kart, you can put your face on the character you're driving and run them around like they do in the arcade version of Mario Kart. But then they're worried about the kids. And that's when we started seeing the demo for the camera. We started seeing the demo for, where is it? They had the demo for the app, and that's where you saw a lot of parental controls. I think they're going to go heavy-handed on the parental controls being free. I do feel like it's going to be game-specific as well, and they're going to have a lot of permissions where you can control from the app as the parent, like, hey, camera on, permission, yes, and they always have to ask you. So I think that thing they'll do for free, but I'm skeptical about like the other stuff, like the little bonus. Splatoon 3 comes out and you can see the painted map on your phone, but that's going to cost you $2. Or like you get this bundle for like a new costume, Squid Ink kind of person. And then, you get it with the app kind of purchase or something, like, or a subscription to the app to be able to do all the things because you like the game. Like, I don't rule that out.
I don't like how positive I am on a good amount of like the features on this thing. So the chat feature is dope. And the reason why I say it's dope is because it actually gets more back to having Nintendo be in line with what like their mission statement is, which is family entertainment. And, speaking as a person again who has a kid, but also like the kid's grandpa also has a Switch, and like, it's a little bit, playing, Super Mario Kart, shit like that, like just having this set up. And I'm like, here's the thing, right? It's Discord, but it's Discord with like the ease of being able to make a phone call.
Yeah.
Right? Like asking like an adult, like, you just go on the computer, you just download Discord, you just do this. Like, this is literally just going to be like seamless. Like, I'm sure it's going to be seamless. And like, I'm a renowned Nintendo hater on this stream. I say it all the time.
100%.
I like their things, but I don't like them. But no, I think that the chat feature is a win. I think the camera is a win or a loss. Like, I think it's a win for a lot of different things, but like, I just think that there's a lot more creativity that can happen from the way that like all the like the way the controllers work, the way like the way the camera is probably going to work just in general. With they can upgrade the camera right later on for like motion control, so that it could be like the Kinect almost. And then you also have the two controllers which work like just like the every single VR that we have just in general.
Yeah.
So like maybe it won't be like a VR headset, but you might have like an actual VR game that happens on the Switch too, stuff like that. I don't know. I think there's, again, the things that hate on this thing for are just they're not really small potatoes, but people aren't really like caring too much.
Yeah. And I think it's the timing of how everything's happening and what's going on with it. I agree. I think the right developers can really push the hardware into like a fake VR system with the camera and then the controllers. I got the workout game Ring Fit for the first Switch, and fucking did that like every day for like a year. It was such a good thing, and it was able to track pretty accurately, especially compared to having the Kinect maybe 10 years before that for the Xbox and doing some of the activity games, boxing games, or just dancing games, etc. There was a lot of moments where it was just kind of clunky, and like the Joy-Cons made it feel a lot smoother. Yeah. Exactly. It made it feel a lot smoother. So I imagine the next version up hopefully would be continued the smoothness, and the camera fills in the gaps. It's definitely not the IR bar. Remember that on the Wii, dude? And like you could literally replace the IR bar with a candle and it would still work.
But it's a mouse with haptic feedback though.
Do you want haptic feedback on the mouse?
Like, this is crazy, dude. Like, it has haptic feedback. It's got feedback to it, dude. Like, it's gonna have rumble feature and shit on your mouse. Like, this is sick. Like, that shit does not happen. Like, it never happens, right? So, like, I don't know. There's a lot of cool things about the Switch too.
Yeah. The tough thing is going to be that 500
mouse feature, bro.
Yo, your mouse feature ain't shit. There's going to be a lot of I think the price point is really the big thing. $500. You do get a game with that $500 price point, but if it was $400, like in Japan, that seems like, okay, people would be like over the moon about this. And then of course we got to deal with whatever's going to happen with the tariffs, whatever price increases, whatever dance Nintendo's going to do with importing this and delaying. Cause that's the other thing, Nick, this is also small potatoes, but I know you and I both have worked in game stores before. And for launches of Nintendo consoles, I've personally sat in lines to buy Nintendo consoles at the midnight releases of stuff. And like, I've actually resold it, but like Nintendo has not historically produced enough hardware for like launches like this stuff. Even the Switch was such a slow thing, though that was better than the Wii or the Wii U previously. So like that might also be the next sort of hiccup to predict what's going to happen. Like there's going to be scalpers. They're doing what they can with pre-ordering through a Nintendo Online, so you get the MSRP price, and scalpers aren't going to like $2,000 upcharge you for it. But you know, Nintendo has historically been like a slow to develop. Maybe it's just that there's too high of a demand that they can't get it worldwide quick enough. But I know that's going to be the next hiccup as well. Oh yeah,
this isn't even a hiccup, man. Nintendo really should just release it. Like, I don't like defending Nintendo, bro. It makes me feel so uncomfortable. But Nintendo should have released a statement and just said, like, "Fuck you, Microsoft." That's all they had to say was "Fuck you, Microsoft." And then like people could be like, "What do you mean, Microsoft?" I'm like, "Oh, glad you asked. Cool." So like the Xbox Series S is $500, and then the S version is $460. Like, thanks for asking. And they could be like, "Well, what does Microsoft have to do it?" Well, what do you mean? And then they're like, it's just like it's the same price. And again, it's just because people are treating them like, you know, this is a Game Boy. Like, I don't know. Like, I think this might be like a boomer outrage thing. Like, not like me and my gray hair speaking at 38, but like, this might be one of those situations where people are like, the fucking people who make Game Boy, $500 for fucking Game Boy Color. Like that's really like what I think it is, because like $500 isn't crazy. Like that's the standard price point for a next generation console right now.
Back in my day, they were
$500.
Batman and Robin was $80 to buy a game for Sega Genesis, and this was towards the end of the console. What was it?
Dude, we're just
Game Gear Batman and Robin was $50.
Listen, that's when nobody had consoles for the most part, and it was really rare, right? Not that it was really rare, right? But it wasn't as prolific as it is now, right? Then it was like, hey, we want to get more people are getting into video games. Let's lower the price so we can get a lot more people. Now we're at the point where, fuck you, give us your money. You playing video games regardless of what's going on. Oh, you're going to tell me you're going to stop? You're going to stop playing Mario games? Is that what you're gonna do? Give me your money. Like they're $500 for the console. Like, is a weird argument to be like. Again, it's not. I hate the excuse. I'm mad about someone lying to my face going like, it's because of the tariffs that we stopped the pre-orders.
No, it's definitely not.
Like, I'm not mad about the $500 whatsoever. $500, whatever. Like, that's an Xbox Series X. Am I playing the same games as an Xbox Series X? Yes, except now I got Mario. Like,
I imagine maybe this comes down to, maybe that argument also comes down to, because it's rumored that they're going to have DLSS upscaling, essentially, when you're not playing portable. But the, like, Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, as well as Casey Neistat, I think a few other YouTubers have already gotten their hands on the Switch at a New York event. And they're not like slobs when it comes to tech. They know their stuff. And like, from their initial small hands-on, they were comfortable with it. They felt like it was performing well. The screen looked good. The graphics looked good. It was in portable mode. I don't know if they did like dock mode and see the 4K, etc. But like, at that point, like, yeah, they imagine there's some DLSS. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but it's not. That there's doing some upscale in that process, and it's working. And like, that's such a weird like process, because like some of the PC developers can't even do it right. It's like hit or miss. So like, those parts are definitely like, maybe we have to sit and wait. We have to hold our breath to see if it is worth that $500. Are you getting Skyrim at 4K actual, or are you getting it at 2K upscaled to 4K? And like, the arrow in the knee is very blurry, kind of like shit. Like, the details are kind of jank. Is it per game? Does it depend on the developers? We know Mario is going to be super crisp, super clean, and a lot of fun. But, you know, it's one of those TBD, and you're right. We know people are just going to go buy it. And they know people are just going to go buy it.
The PS5 Pro is $700. Like,
yeah.
Like, what is everybody talking about?
But it's like the PS5 Pro, bro. It's like a computer. That's not a computer.
It's like, it's such a weird thing. Bro, I'm pretty sure that this Switch 2 is going to be more powerful than like or just as powerful as like an Xbox Series X. Like, so come on. Like, NVIDIA literally is making their thing, and NVIDIA said that their graphics are 10 times more powerful than the original Switch.
I mean, that's not really saying much. And that's the person who's
making the thing, not like making the actual piece that they're selling, not like.
Well, with respect, though, it's not really saying much. Because, like, the Switch, it was 720, wasn't it? Like, resolution? Saying it's 10 times more powerful could just mean there's 10 times more pixels by going to 1080. Does that make it great? And I know, like, especially the PC master race of gamers, they love 60 frames per second.
Like, the quality of the picture is not really what we're talking about.
I know, and it's also about performance, but that's kind of what I'm going at here.
But like, the quality of the graphics as a whole, though, is like.
So, like, if I were to continue,
I mean, have you ever seen like Doom? Like,
if I was going to continue, here's the specs for Switch 2 that have been announced so far. Size, it's going to be, I think it's going to 10.7 inches tall. As far as a screen versus, I think it's 1.6 inches, 1.7 inches bigger overall. 7.9 inch screen from a 6.2 inch screen, I believe, on the Switch 1. HDR10 support. 1920 by 1080. It's going to be a custom processor by NVIDIA, like you said. They're increasing the storage. It's going to be more efficient storage power-wise, I think. Bluetooth is actually going to be on the device now, which is good. Wireless LAN. There's normal TV mode. Switch 2 can be connected using the wired LAN port. So they have that again. Video output, the HDMI connector. They have a max of 4K. On the dock, yeah, TV mode, 60 frames per second, supports 120 frames in 1080 or 2K. So like, it'll go up to 120 frames when it's doing 2K or 2K resolution or 1080p, and it supports HDR10. Maximum is 1080 in tabletop / handheld.
Yeah, 1080p is the base system now.
Yeah, it used to be 720, so like that might be the thing that they're saying, well, it's 10 times better. There might be like a marketing blurb they can go after here. So like this is an upgrade. This is looking good and feeling good, and it seems like they don't need to go OLED yet to have a better quality screen, but they're going to have an OLED version in like 2 years as like the cheap version or the next upgrade. So like the specs are here, and like I don't know if this feels like PS5 Pro level. And like, I don't want to buy a PS5 Pro. And like, should a portable do what PS5
I'm not saying
Pro
a
does?
Pro level. I'm just saying like, I mean, like 120 is pretty max for like what the PS5 Pro or the Xbox are going to pretty much put out.
Yeah.
Like, I doubt that anybody of note will have a 240 refresh rate TV. I do.
Right.
I got one sitting upstairs. I'm fucking playing.
You're a madman.
I'm playing my actual regular Switch on that, actually. My kid plays the actual regular Switch on it. So like, I would be able to be playing it like at a higher rate, but no, 120 is fine. That's the Xbox Series X, $500 console.
Well, that's
so
also
we're talking about like, again, we're talking about a console that's able to go handheld.
I was going to say, Nick, 120 at 1080p or 2K resolution. So you're not getting the 4K resolution docked with 120. 4K resolution's max 60. And like, I don't know if the other stuff does that or what they do, but I think that's something to note and maybe like we'll check into. But I don't think it's going to matter. It's like small pickings again. Like, you're not looking for that.
I don't think like I think you'd be getting like 60 FPS on like 4K for current generation stuff on console. I don't think you're going to get 120 at 4K. I think right now I would be confident in saying that I think you would get 60 FPS instead of 120 at full 4K. So I think we're probably pretty even here. Like I said, like as far as this is concerned, like I really don't feel I feel like this is Nintendo finally getting up to snuff where the consoles are, except for the fact that they're just saying, hey, I'm just gonna leave the room, you guys suck, and then they take their console with them and play it while they're walking out of the room laughing. Like, that's the way that I feel about the Switch too. And it, like, okay, the specs kind of show it, like the everything else kind of shows it.
Yeah,
like 60 FPS for
the quick search
nice
that I can
gameplay.
The quick search I can see is that PS5 can do 4K at 120 FPS, but only with certain games, and if you have a TV that supports 120 hertz, which makes sense. But yeah, and that might be the difference of $500 and $400. Like, where like, okay, this feels good or feels bad, but like, yeah, like we're in that gray area. Nintendo's finally stepping up, but they're also stepping up as everyone else is going to be stepping away. Perhaps. Hands up in the air, Jackie Chan meme.
While everybody else tries to enter the portable space, like Microsoft, who's realizing that now that the Switch has, the same, they must have had some insider information, because the Switch, they were like, oh damn, the Switch is basically making a brand new Switch that is our fucking console, and they'll mostly have like all of the games that we have. We should get on that. We should get on that portable thing.
Yo, do you think the Switch is going to be a better Netflix machine? Because it was pretty garbage at doing that before, and my Xbox is pretty much only a Netflix machine now. Watching Hulu, watching Netflix, get that Max on there.
I think that's always been the case for Xbox. Like, because if you have an Xbox and you also have a Roku, and then your Roku breaks before your Xbox does, you're probably not going to get another Roku, because you go, I'm just going to use my Xbox. So it's pretty easy to see how it turns into that. It doesn't work that much for the PlayStation. I don't know why. Might be that start button because you don't get to hit that nice little X button in the middle of the controller. Makes you feel like you're powering something on.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, Nick, I think at that point we've kind of powered through a lot of this.
All we got out of this is
what do we got? What do we got? What do you got?
No, I was just going to say Billy's a curmudgeon about the Switch too. And Nick, the person who's so pessimistic and negative all the time, is like, Switch 2 is going to be fucking great. It's going to be fucking phenomenal. All the features are so fucking clean.
How many episodes have we basically just been good cop, bad cop, where you're just shit talking Nintendo? And here I am, like, being bad cop here on the Switch too. Like, yo, man, it's not living up to expectations entirely, but it's almost there. They can almost do it, but Nintendo.
Because this is the person I am, right? Like, this is why I did the same thing. It feels like I'm defending GameStop. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, I was one of the I'm still one of those guys. Like, if you think they give you too little money for your game, you're out of your fucking mind. Have 1,000 copies of whatever Madden you fucking have and sell it to them on that day. And you tell, like, after the 10th one, I'd be wanting to cut the amount of fucking money I give you. But like, bro, you got another 10?
Well, shit, you put it that way.
I'll give you like 25 for this one. You already gave me like 15 at 30. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Like the wholesale video game buyer who buys every single fucking version of that video game that day for that certain price. And maybe they might change the price tomorrow, but right now it's this price and it's half of the value. Like, come on, it's fucking clown shit. Like, yeah, everything else, whatever. But that's how I feel about this whole Nintendo thing now, is that I'm just defending a company that I really don't even like in the first place.
Maybe that should be a reoccurring segment on the show here, where we just pick a company out of a hat, some like scummy developer for a game, some different console perhaps, and just have to defend it at all costs.
Sure. Sounds like fun. But just as long as like every single episode's you defending Ubisoft.
No, please no. I could do it. No, maybe I could do it.
Here's like a fun fact real quick though, right? Like before we go anywhere, on the Steam charts, Overwatch has 20,000 people, just so we're clear.
Okay.
On Steam charts, Marvel Rivals has 176
thousand actives,
176 people playing. Yeah, let's see if we can get Schedule 1 right now got 310,000 people playing that game, slanging drugs. They should have like a speedrunning esport for Schedule 1. It might be the most popular fucking esport ever made.
Let's start an org, Nick. You and I, let's go Schedule 1, sling some drugs.
This is the crack. We're the fucking crack bandits. We do this shit the best. We spec into crack for Schedule 1.
Before long, it's going to turn into GTA role playing for sure.
What's Dota rocking? Yeah, hey, here's a fun fact, right? Dota's got 257,000 people playing right now.
Awesome.
That's a good amount more than people playing Marvel Rivals. Just throwing that out there.
And like a 10, 20-year-old game.
That's a dead game. When that game come out? Yeah, that came out before GTA 5. Dota 2 came out before GTA 5.
For Jesus TikTok, Christ. Older than TikTok. Yeah,
that's crazy.
And like that asterisk note too, like that's what 20-30K on Overwatch on Steam, and they don't show the numbers that play on BattleNet. It's like Riot. Riot doesn't show all the numbers that play on League, right?
It's definitely not 150,000 though.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, I have no idea how many. Look at it right now. Let's see it right now. Activeplayer.io. Here we go. The page isn't loading, so obviously it's a scam. It's loaded. Online players right now, there are 189,000 players right now.
Okay.
Active players for the 30-day is 47 million. Twitch hours watched is 95 million. And peak viewers for 30 days is 1,200. I mean, 1,100,000, basically. Not bad. Let's see if they got a thing for Overwatch.
I pulled it up. I pulled it up already. I had the wrong thing.
The API.
I had the wrong thing. Yeah, they do have the API. Quick stats, 137K.
Oh, she did.
Not too bad for the dead game, right?
Yeah, that is not too bad. 137. Look at that. I knew it wasn't 150 like your lioness, a couple seconds ago, but hey.
You got me, Nick. You caught me again. That's why I need you.
This other webpage has, we got 3 million current players. What's Fortnite at? Oh, look at that. Fortnite's like, look at CS2. Counter-Strike is another good game. Marvel Rivals is ranked 10 on their website. Did you see that?
How is it ranked 10 and Overwatch is ranked 6?
Top games last 30 days. Marvel Rivals is number 10.
Overwatch is 6.
Bro, it's underneath Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
It's underneath Valorant. That's crazy.
I know it's like monthly active.
Bro,
maybe they
your
have
dead
bigger
game
splits.
is rising from the grave.
Phoenix.
Oh, you know what it is? Because it had the La Seraphim crossover, dude. The Gooners came back with a vengeance. That's why they dropped the Diamond Queen, bro. That's why they dropped the Diamond Queen, because La Seraphim. She was probably supposed to come out like next month. They were like, all right, we're gonna drop Ultron in April. Everything's gonna be fine. And then they're like, fuck, chipper. We gotta get her.
Bring in the Snow Bunny.
Valorant,
let's go.
Valorant's got ooh. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe this website's fucking achieved.
Well, before we get into an ASMR podcast that just like grunts and hoots and hollers at the stats, I think we're about time and ready to like wrap this up, man.
Yeah, let's wrap it up, dude.
All right, Nick.
That shit. Let's get out of here.
Bit of a scuffed episode, but we made it through. Thanks for joining me. All the way from what we were talking about OWCS and Arena World Cup earlier before, talking about Rocket League a little bit, Switch, of course, Marvel Rivals, patch notes, and Emma Frost, the White Queen coming through to stomp and dominate on these gooners. But thanks for sticking it out, Nick. Hopefully we can smooth this out for next time and get looking at the rest of these stats. But if you're watching still, thanks for joining us. Relax Code, thanks for jumping in. Appreciate you. This has been the Esports Meta. You can find us everywhere on social media at the Esports Meta to continue these conversations, talk about the video game stuff that happens through the weeks and the things that slip through that don't make it to the podcast here. So jump on our social media, Twitch. Well, we are on Twitch. We're on YouTube, but TikTok, X, Instagram, everywhere that you are, come join us over there. Again, thanks for joining me, Nick. Thanks for watching, sticking around. This has been the Esports Meta. I'm Billy Sims, and we'll see you next time.